Welcome to Houston, Texas for the start of a college football Saturday that has big meaning for the postseason. West Virginia can still get to a bowl game if they win out, but one of the budding stories in college football right now is Willie Fritz and Houston at 7-1, a legit shot to go to the college football playoff with that brand new ranking that they brandished this week at number 22 after their win at Arizona State, the reigning champs, last week. We're glad you're with us with Mark Helfrich. Connor Onion, this college football season has been unhinged, and why not add a little wrinkle to it with Houston being in the CFP race?
Elimination Saturday, and these two coaches, man, these are two of the best in the business. They both do it a little bit differently. Willie's certainly trying to keep it going, and Rich Rod trying to get it going.
Yeah, and a good place to start for Houston with Connor Wigman, transfer from Texas A&M, back-to-back weeks where he's been the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal, and it's been through his partner, Tanner Koziel. Connor Wigman from just north of here in Cypress, Texas, and they have been phenomenal, creating chunk play after chunk play. And here's how they did it last week. They get a version of this each week, kind of a clearing post, a flat route, and up, working the boundary sideline, just puts it right in front of him, and anywhere in that vicinity of that 6-7 frame, he goes up and gets it. They say, that was good, now let's get a little bit more. The deep clearing post, more of a true out and up. Wigman on the perimeter, a dime, and then a mini, maybe non-Carl Lewis-like tribute hurdle there, but he's in for a big day.
I think Carl Lewis might have cleared it.
Yeah, Tanner
Koziel's friends made fun of him for that one last week. But Scotty Fox Jr., freshman quarterback for West Virginia. It's rare that the Mountaineers have a freshman quarterback, much less a true freshman.
Yeah, the true freshman, this is their fourth starting quarterback. And the West Virginia fans, it's been kind of comical to a degree. It's been a nightmare. He has given them a little ray of hope with his accuracy, and then his chemistry that he built with Cam Vaughn has been equally phenomenal. They got it going last week. He transferred in with Rich Rod from Jacksonville State, a dynamic guy on the perimeter.
He sure is. Vaughn and West Virginia will take the field on the road next against the number 22 Houston Cougars off of an upset win on the road last week at Arizona State. Kickoff coming your way from Houston right after this. Well, 2 losses in the conference feels like the cut line for having a chance to go to the Big 12 championship game. Start of this week, 8 teams alive to get to Arlington for the Big 12 championship game, with some big ones to come later tonight, including this one that Houston is treating as a playoff game. And how about this coaching matchup? Only Kirk Ferentz has more wins in his career at the Power 4 level than these guys.
Two of the best of all time at various levels. Rich Rod doing it with quote-unquote lower schools, working his way to the quote-unquote big time. Willie Fritz, just a winner. Junior college, small college, building it up to winners. That's all they are.
A 4-win season last year for Houston, 4-8. And a year later, they find themselves at 7-1. And that type of story gives West Virginia fans some hope, right? Of 2-6 right now. Rich Rodriguez moving into year 2, they hope, can have a similar impact on college football.
Absolutely. The late arrival of Rich Rodriguez and his staff leading to playing catch up in every regard in NIL fundraising and recruiting. That guy's just a year ahead of him, and right now paying big time dividends. Connor Wigman and company, 7-1.
We'll get to see the freshman quarterback Scotty Fox Jr. first, with Preston Fox back to get this opening kickoff, and what has to be the closest booth to the field in college football, Mark.
I think you could touch that ball.
I think you could hold this kickoff.
It's windy. I'm willing.
A great scene to watch football. Here we go from Houston. Cougars kick off to the Mountaineers, and Preston Fox calls for a fair catch, and that'll bring West Virginia out for the first time after a week where you talk about optimism in what's been a trying year. Last week was exactly that, with Scotty Fox Jr. throwing for a freshman record 301 yards.
Yeah, the film could not have looked more differently for this team, going from the UCF game to the TCU game. Confidence in this true freshman, as you said, is building. He's accurate. He's a little bit more mobile, I think, than he gives himself credit for. We'll see how they unleash him today.
Well, it starts on the ground. Dior Hubbard is hoping to take a little pressure off his freshman quarterback in the run game today. And they did not run the ball well last week.
Right there, little yards after contact, about 4 yards after contact, setting up 2nd and 4. And Rich Rod, it's go fast time.
And they empty it out. Fox to throw for the first time, and Rodney Gallagher, who he loves underneath, has a first down on this opening drive for West Virginia.
Worked a hitch to the boundary, actually had Dior Hubbard into the boundary, then worked back to Gallagher, moving the chains. That's a big confidence builder. Get that first down.
Well, that allows them to set up some tempo as they're on the ball quickly again, and they run the sweep for back-to-back first downs. This is Dior Hubbard, traditional running back, coming out of the slot. And he does stay down after the carry, and this has been the story for West Virginia all year, the injuries.
You have some issues inside, get the ball outside. Right, get the ball in the perimeter. Really well designed that time. Getting your best runner on the perimeter. Weimer and company doing a good job downfield. You see Barnes, Gallagher finishing, and hopefully just a soft tissue type of situation. But man, it's been a rotational situation at both guards. At right tackle, they've interchanged multiple people. Great way to negate that, get that quick game going outside, get the perimeter run game.
Well, you can really apply that to all 11 positions on offense for West Virginia, what you just said. Quarterback, you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Running back, we just saw Hubbard go down. They've lost 2 starting running backs this season. So it's Clay Ash in there to take this carry after Hubbard went to the sideline. Houston defense that was flying around last week, including Eddie Walls, the defensive player of the week in the league.
Eddie Walls is their Swiss Army knife. He'll be all over the map. They play the position they call a field end, so he'll probably line up. Guess where at, Connor? The field. Right now, rushing the passer.
Well, they drop one of those ends out as Ash is out of the backfield near a first down. Here comes the first 3rd down of the day for West Virginia.
It was almost right underneath that again. Good, quick, decisive throw from Scotty Fox Jr., building confidence in the play caller, Rich Rodriguez, and his teammates.
So, Mark, here we go. It's been a short yardage struggle for West Virginia. 4th down and 3rd down this year with that shuffled offensive line. And on their opening drive, here's a 3rd and 2. Fox dealt with the high snap. He keeps himself. He's got the first down.
So another way to negate that pass rush, read him. Don't block him. He's really good. Right there, they're reading Eddie Walls. Play quarterback with him. Watch his eyes go right to that read. 90 collapses. He pulls it, get vertical, move the chains, first down. Very encouraging opening drive for Rich Rodriguez and the Mountaineers.
Reading that in. That's the oldest trick in the book for Rich Rodriguez in his offense.
Can't block him. Read him.
It's the keep again for Fox. There is debate on who actually invented the zone read, but Mountaineer people would tell you, and you would tell us.
Most of college football would tell you, yeah, that and again, Rich Rodriguez was by accident, right? It was like basically like, hey, this guy keeps tackling our quarterback. And I accidentally pulled it. Let's do that again.
Needs to get a patent on that. Highly debated. This is out to the edge again for Gallagher, and he's inside the 30. Close to another Mountaineer first down. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Really good usage of the perimeter game right there again. RPO, 3 offensive players, 2 defenders. Great location with that ball, setting up 3rd and 2.
Opening drive moving for West Virginia, and Ash stays on his feet. Got submarine and stayed up, and he's inside the red zone with the first down. Jalen Gardner had him tangled up, and it would have been 4th down, but instead Ash fights through that hit for the first down.
A limping running back jogging off the field, Clay Ash. Guy, great job staying on his feet. Looked like he stayed up and ground out that first down.
Okay, so good news, bad news. Ash,
running back number
gets hurt,
4.
but Dior Hubbard is back in, who was injured earlier on the drive. That is Hubbard carrying off the edge, and he takes Fotu for a ride for another good first down pickup for West Virginia.
Carlos Allen Jr. is down. This is him right here. This is a crease. This is a gash in this run game. running 8-9 yards right there. Well, I guess 7, and Carlos Allen Jr., who has been outstanding for them up front there, along with Jalen Garner, their leading tackler.
One of the most important matchups of the day on the interior of the line. Carlos Allen was the injured player, got rolled up on that last play.
Yeah, it's his left ankle. You see right here, that big left ankle. He's pursuing to the ball, just gets a little inside twinge right there, but he got up, kind of checked himself. Miles Parker, 98, will be on in relief.
Now, Allen is the guy that West Virginia was most worried about on defense today. He's out of there at least for this play, as Hubbard goes back to the ground on this 11th play of the drive. West Virginia has another first down.
They're doing a nice job mixing the quick game, the RPO game, and then just to get after him, run game right there. Siena Fotu doesn't make that play. He's hit his head on the goalpost.
It did set up first down and goal for West Virginia. It's Fox out the back door, racing to the edge for a touchdown. Opening drive score for the Mountaineers on the road against a ranked opponent.
Twelve plays, 75 yards on that score.
It's silencing this Houston crowd. You're going to see penetration right here, but it doesn't matter. He's reading that side on the ride and decide moment. Just enough squeeze from McCutcheon. Great job, Scotty Fox Jr. Finish.
A bunch of that stuff, as you'd expect from a Rich Rodriguez offense. The read for Fox leads him to the end zone. There's a flag down on the PAT.
Cheering offensive line means they're going to decline this offside.
Defense number 15, line in the neutral zone. That penalty is declined. Just the point is good. Timeout on the field.
Well, Houston's defense so good last week. Did not allow Arizona State points in the first 3 quarters. But a struggling West Virginia offense. First drive, 12 plays, 7 up on the board. Last week's Scotty Fox Jr. optimism has traveled on the road to Houston after one drive.
Yeah, just a dream start if you're a West Virginia fan. Get that opening drive. Get your young quarterback in rhythm. Great variation by Rich Rodriguez in his play calling. And then a touchdown versus a field goal. That's going to be a theme we'll track throughout the game. Both these teams have been good in the red zone, but they need that. Touchdowns over field goals.
Well, Scotty Fox Jr. just delivered that. And a touchback gets the day started for Houston getting the ball for the first time with Connor Wigman. You talk about supplying some optimism and some hope. Resurgence in his career and a resurgence for Houston's program with what he did last week and what he's done all season.
Yeah, Connor Wigman has done his best. Michael Bishop played for Willie Fritz back at Bling Junior College. He did his best 200-100, just like him last week. Really good job taking care of the rock, both run and pass. See if they cut him loose.
Call that double-double. Jump circles.
That's beautiful.
He flips it out to the edge to start the day, and a big pickup on first down to Amari Thomas, their physical wide receiver. He's got a first down.
Really nice job. 3 over 2. It's just quick math here by Wigman. I get it out to my guy in space. They got to come inside out. Tracking it down, get it to the ground.
Back-to-back touches for Thomas, but West Virginia is all over it. Flying out to the edge. And it's Fred Perry making the tackle in the backfield against this Houston offense.
Wyckoff in for the banged-up Jason Brooks Jr. Going to see how much, if any, he plays today. And then Dean Connors, can they get the true run game going? He's back there 44 like John Riggins.
Nice. More on that with the defensive front for West Virginia when we get a chance. That's another on-target throw for Wigman. Kobe Young has been more involved the last couple of weeks. And he's facing this front for West Virginia with a first down.
Both QBs starting hot, playing in rhythm. There's the front led by Eddie V. Chase Wilson is the green dot, the communicator from defensive coordinator Zach Alley. Then the back end, man. Watch Fred Perry, 5'24" Darian Lewis. just make tackles sideline to sideline. We've already seen it second and third play of the game.
Perry had that tackle for a loss. This is Redwood wrangling Dean Connors, who's out to midfield with a 5-yard pickup for the Cougars.
Big time collision in the backfield. They like to use two backs in the backfield at the same time. That time it was Connors and Butler. And Butler on the back block got the worst of it and had to go to the sideline.
Well, he comes out, so Connors back there in the pistol. Big day for Connors after we showed you Wigman's numbers. He carried the ball 21 times last week at quarterback. They need Connors to have a big day. Keep some hits off of Wigman. He throws that off somebody's head. You could hear the sound. They scramble on it. This was definitely a forward pass, right?
Yeah, sure looked like it from our angle, which is about this right here.
Recovered by the offense, second down.
I'll take a look at that quickly.
Right off Demetrius Hunter's.
The referee, David Alvarez, announced it. Wigman, firm control as it moves forward. He's trying to recoil it, but that is a controlled hand moving forward, so that's an incomplete pass in my book. And let's check Mike Pereira's book.
Further review, there wasn't on field, was a fumble recovered by the offense.
I'll tell you, this is a play that you can understand why that they actually ruled it as a fumble, because if you're close, you're going to let it go, but you actually do the hand. Hand is going forward, clearly with control of the ball. It's only a 3-yard difference because they actually recovered the ball behind the line of scrimmage, but still, they want to correct these types of obvious mistakes.
Yep, we're 100% on the year, I think, Mike. Love it. That's scary for you.
The Pereira-Helford synergy has been on point. But we saw that play in Houston's game last week with Sam Levitt.
Yep, and the difference last week, Sam Levitt, it was like it was a DIY forced fumble. He was kind of torquing the ball back, created the ball out, like spun out of his hand momentarily. And you can see on that shot from behind, Wigman has clear control. We can see it here. Clear control right there. Whenever the ball comes out, gets tipped any point from that point on, it will be an incomplete pass. Just a matter of referee David Alvarez confirming that with the Big 12 replay.
So different categories. Levitt was DIY fumble. This is a DIY pass.
Incomplete pass, yes.
Coming to HGTV.
That's right, yeah.
Sometime soon.
Man, shout out to Sam Levitt as we're going to get the call.
After further review, the ruling on field is an incomplete pass. It will be third down at the previous spot.
Helfrich Pereira synergy stays undefeated. So as Mike said, just a difference of a couple of yards. Instead of 3rd and 3, 3rd and 5. Right at midfield for Houston on their first touch today. Trying to answer back the 12-play touchdown drive led by Scotty Fox Jr. in West Virginia.
Tanner Koziel right there in the slot. He's the 6'7" guy, number 9.
One of the best third down players in the country up there in the slot with Koziel. Wigman looks that way and throws into tight coverage, and it's knocked down. Amari Thomas was the intended target in that tight window, and Derek Carter came flying in there to make it 4th down.
Watch this aggressive defense. They're going to end up doubling right there. Watch 35 and 24 doubling Koziel. They've seen film. They know the ball has to get out quickly. And Derek Carter Jr., man, if he's looking at Wigman, he might be still running.
Good coverage from both him and Michael Coates at corner. And West Virginia forces a punt. And Preston Fox gets out of there, and it skips up at the 11. So it'll be a long field for West Virginia after they went 12 plays, 75 yards on their opening touch. They get the ball back, up 7 after this. Well, the tonnage in the passing game was much higher last week. That trend continued on the first drive for West Virginia. 3 of 3 start for Scotty Fox Jr.
Yeah, really nice job by Rich Rodriguez getting the quick game going, and then inside zone with a sliding blocker. That time was Jacob Barrick. The quick game, the bubble game. Gallagher on the perimeter. This is the touchdown. Grayson Bard's be escorted after he read Brandon Mack the second. And the great confidence-building drive and the icing on top of touchdown.
Mark, that was an eventful drive, too, with the injuries. Dior Hubbard, their running back, went down. Then their other running back went down. Then Carlos Allen went down for Houston. 2 of those 3 guys are back in there to open up this drive. Here's Hubbard again. And a race out to the edge. And he slices through a couple of tackles for a first down out across the 25.
Great job hitting Cray, the left tackle. Watch him pull here all the way around. Right there with Haslam, 57, the left guard. Unbalanced counter back to that nub side, getting this drive started.
3 straight carries for Hubbard after going to the sideline in the first drive. And this is all moving forward right now for West Virginia.
Exactly. And last week it was 1st and 10, going to 2nd 10, tempo run into 3rd and 10. Very encouraging push up front, finishing physically by these running backs.
Look at that. 12 runs, just the 3 passes, and there's Carlos Allen. Went out in the first drive, told you that's the most important and most fearsome matchup for West Virginia today.
Yeah, alert, 6'1", 3 bills, mounting up on your running back. That's dangerous.
He's in that smaller but quick with huge hands category of defensive tackle.
Presenting 5 up here on the defensive line, trying to make them block 5 for 5 on the offensive line.
On a 3rd and 7, Fox running away. Fox is dragged down near the line to get, and it looks like he's got enough. First down.
Just the nose of the ball, got over it. Watch the pass rush. 5 up against 5 offensive linemen. It's a 1-on-1 pass rush drill. Pretty good redirect that time by Carmicka Glass, but he can't get to him.
Another first down play that keeps him ahead of the chains.
Push, push, push. This did not happen the last several games. Again, this is another rotation of the offensive linemen with Cray, Haslam, Livingston, Young Bear, and Crawford. So far, the results have been 2nd and really manageable.
And Houston had Arizona State in 3rd down and long a bunch last week. And another big hitter, Rodney Gallagher, with a first down and plenty more. Down to the 30-yard line.
And when you can run the rock, watch 8 come down. They need to add that extra defender. That time, the leverage by Gallagher, inside leverage on control Webb. Great throw, great catch.
A 26-yard pop from Fox to Gallagher. And West Virginia on the march again. We've seen this look with Hubbard sweeping out to the edge 3 times already, and another 9-yard pickup on this first down.
They're doing a great job on the perimeter. None of this works if you're not physical, if you're not selfless, you're committed on that perimeter to open up Dior Hubbard out of that danger zone to the inside, get on the perimeter. So far, the second really impressive drive.
Hubbard already with 64 yards rushing. And Fox pulls it out of his belly, and he is chopped down. Carmicka Glass up to make the play. But it is enough for a first down for West Virginia. A little chirping after the play, too. Cam Vaughn, known to do that. He's right in the face of Zelmar Vetter.
Yeah, those guys are going to be matched up a ton all day long. Vaughn is a physical guy, plays right through that whistle. You love him if he's on your team, kind of that annoying guy on the other team. 12 personnel now, 1 back, 2 tight ends.
Both tight ends to the same side, and Sincere Bowers off those tight ends has a house call. "21 yards to the edge, and West Virginia 13-0 on the road."
Okay, here's the action there. Sincere Bowers. You need to buy Jacob Barrick and Ryan Ward dinner. Look at those finishes. Finish and just competing on the edge. He goes untouched to the house.
Mark, that's back-to-back drives, 10-plus plays with no resistance.
That's not Houston, right? That wasn't Houston with the long sustained drives. Whew.
No, No, the Cougars are known for those Odyssey-type drives. It's West Virginia, 10-play drive, 12-play drive, 14-0. Well, West Virginia has chewed up almost the entire first quarter, holding the ball and scoring with those trips, 14-zip.
And that man has chewed up a lot of turf, going back and forth, trying to figure out which button to push. A little sluggish on this sideline because they're not used to this.
1980, the last time they lost as a ranked team at home. It's 31 in a row. Now, this is their first game with that 22 next to their name after the win on the road at Arizona State. And a sluggish start for Houston. Well, what are the best two words in sports? Mark Helfrich. And Game 7 tonight. The 7th game of the World Series is on Fox. So Ohtani and the Dodgers look to repeat, while Vlad Jr. and the Blue Jays fight for their first title in 32 years. As coverage begins tonight at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Fox.
Hopefully no balls wedged in the padding here at TD ECU Stadium. No ground rule doubles.
Well, how about that double play to end the game? Kike Hernandez getting the Dodgers to a Game 7 tonight. So Connor Wigman back on the field at quarterback for Houston. After their drive stalled at midfield, he is on the money to the sideline to Amari Thomas. First down, Cougars.
Nice drive starter here for Houston, trying to get Connor Wigman going. Going to see him pin the edge. It's a predetermined rollout. Dean Connors out in front of him. Nice throw and catch on the comeback to Amari Thomas.
They've gotten the ball in the hands of Thomas a couple times already. This is Dean Connors for the first time on this drive, and he is wrestled down by Braden Siders.
Braden Siders, we've got a great matchup of really similar defenses in terms of structure. Braden Siders 10 is their version of Eddie Walls III. They do a lot of similar things, and right there, little. Is that a 2-point takedown? What was that?
I think that's 2 up on the board in wrestling. Siders with the swing down, second down. Cozio comes into the backfield. Fake. They jam him at the line. He wasn't an option, but Kobe Young was, who's still on his feet. Knee was never down. Young, with a flag out, races into opposing territory. Excellent balance and awareness to keep going.
Wigman, great job. Eyes downfield, working up. Let's check out Young. Nothing hits the ground that we could see there as Darian Lewis hit him low.
Face mask. Defense, number 5. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
So a 30-yard play becomes a 45-yard play with the penalty.
And just the answer that Willie Fritz and company were looking for. Offensive coordinator Slick Nagel getting his trigger man involved. That's Koziel in motion, big 9.
Their leading receiver now has the ball in his hands. The big 6'7" target. And it does go airborne. And he's close to a Houston first down once again.
Really nice design. Amari Thomas on the perimeter. Watch him work down. He works down less than a yard downfield, so this is legal. And if it's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, which that is, all legal, all clean, and a little hurdle as advertised.
That's a little redemption.
Hurdle. Yeah.
That's redemption from last week. He hurdled a ghost against Arizona State. Got endless trash talk from his Houston teammates about it. Connors pokes his way ahead for first down and goal for Houston.
It's more like it if you're a Houston fan, that downhill run, the attack, good push, a ton of push inside behind the center 59, Demetrius Hunter.
He's been their leader up front. They have done a great job running off their center and their guards. About 7 yards a carry off of those guys. Thomas orbiting around. Wigman, quarterback run. He found a crease. And then West Virginia closed it a yard shy of a touchdown.
When we were meeting with Connor Wigman yesterday, I said, yeah, I was a running back all through Pee Wee. I was a tailback. I was really good. Right there, just a great little pause, hesitation, and then get downhill, trying to, again, turn those positive red zone numbers. A lot of field goals, too many field goals in Willie Fritz's mind. Trying to hit true pay dirt for 7.
The quarterback run, part of why they've been really good in the red zone. Looking for 6 instead of 3. Wigman, touchdown! His favorite target, Tanner Koziel, has the Cougars on the board.
Sending the big man in motion. Gonna have one to the flat. He's gonna be the crosser versus man coverage. You better double team this guy everywhere on the field. Great job right there by offensive coordinator Slagnagel. Motion him and then cross him. That creates about 6 different guys that have to communicate, bump it off, pass it off right there. They passed it to the H in Houston.
And it's hard enough to cover that guy.
Oh, yeah, and then lob it up and 6-7 just goes up and gets it.
What were you saying about?
We got a good one.
Yeah, 7 instead of 3. Well, that too. But 7 instead of 3 has been a story of Houston's season on offense. And they get 7 with Tanner Koziel.
Great eyes by Wigman. Sees out in front. He knows there's nobody left because of the coverage. Just put it up high and let Tanner Koziel do his thing. The Ball State transfer. He was on the corner and your scholarship at Ball State. And Wigman throwing the Cypress dance skills right there.
We can't dance like that at the Chug in Muncie. I can tell you that much. What Wigman just did. It's reserved for Connor with an E instead of an OR. Good answer back. 7 plays, pay dirt.
Yeah, you guys, that was interesting yesterday, the O versus R debate.
Yeah, we had a little grudge match going. It was real. He said his mom wanted to be different. Understandable. All is forgiven. Well, West Virginia has been unstoppable on offense. Houston, after their first touchdown, will look for their first stop with less than a minute to go in this first. And no return for Preston Fox. Well, it's been a little bit like a slot machine at quarterback for West Virginia this year.
Yeah, just it's, as we said earlier, it's just almost comical. Nico Marchiol comes in, then Jalen Henderson, and you see a little potential, and then, oh man, gosh, he's out too. Put in Khalil Wilkins, a little more dynamic guy than Scotty Fox Jr., and then Scotty Fox Jr. steps in, you know, mixed reviews, and so far today, darn near perfection.
Nobody's gone through this year in college football. 4 starting quarterbacks. And that fade ball to the sidelines incomplete for Weimer. So you have the rarity of Rich Rodriguez starting a true freshman quarterback, and the fact that it's the 4th, and they are way against the odds.
And even right there, the drive opener, the drive starter, giving him a chance to find Weimer and find that X factor between Weimer, Gallagher, who's going to be the counterbalance of Cam Vaughn.
Well, Hubbard is finally stopped. Rook Brown had him tackled in the backfield, and then a herd of Cougars came up to finish him off.
A little more speed. Watch 36 coming right to left. Trying to get the ball outside as much as possible. 24 in the backfield. Rook Brown bounces it to his guy. Your Hubbard says, I'm going to just get down here and save myself.
And the first negative play of the day for West Virginia's offense. Screen on 3rd and 15. Gallagher escapes the first surge, but not enough to get all the way out to the first down. So a punt will likely start the second quarter, but with Rich Rodriguez, you never know. We showed you a slot machine, Riverboat Gambler on that sideline for West Virginia, so come on back for the second quarter. You might see a bold call to get it started.
Right, and you guys did one tremendous job of honoring his legacy tonight. It was an unbelievable effort. I know he loves y'all. I love all you guys too, man. Let's go Unbreakable. Unbreakable. Hey, 1, 2, 3. Unbreakable.
Unbreakable was the message that Kurt Hester, the late strength coach for Houston, passed on the final 8 months of his life. Sadly lost Coach Hester last Saturday.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 85, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Our hearts, Houston's hearts, I think all of college football's hearts with Willie Fritz and the Hester family this week.
Yeah, the coach-player relationship, man, that's why you do it. And strength coaches in particular, they spend the most with those guys. The hardest, the hardest of days, those early morning, when you're drawing every ounce out of people, putting every ounce into people. Those are magical human beings.
And this is returnable for Makai Muse, and he's ahead to the 37. So as Houston comes back out on offense, I wonder, how do you possibly compartmentalize if you're Houston?
You sort of do and you sort of don't. And I thought Willie Fritz told us great. He goes, you just take another step, right? And you rally around all those things that he stood for. Willie Fritz, he's been in this game a long time and unfortunately been through some things like this, not to this degree at all, but you go and you go to the foundations. The tenet of Willie Fritz are the same as Kurt Hester, and keep marching.
This drive starts with DJ Butler on the ground. You know, Coach Hester was with Willie Fritz at Tulane, so it goes back to that time. Some of the players that came with Coach Hester and Coach Fritz still on this roster. So it's not like it was just a couple months relationship.
No,
it cuts a lot deeper than that. Well, black was the favorite color of Kurt Hester, the late strength coach. That's why you see the signage on the field today, the black uniforms, and the KH at midfield and in the end zones. And a second down stop, well played by Jamori Robinson. And that's a great sight to see for West Virginia fans.
Yes, West Virginia fans have been waiting for Jamori Robinson being there. And defensive corner Zach Alley told us, hey, man, we just need to be more consistent. Just be more consistent. Was that in practice? Was that built up this week? But, man, is he dynamic.
And so much excitement because he was the AAC Player of the Year last year, but preparation has been the thing. They're trying to drive home with him.
Showing zero blitz, no help, zero blitz.
Yeah, bringing all those guys. Wingman has it slip out of his hands. That's a live ball, and West Virginia's on it. And it's Jamori Robinson on back-to-back plays.
This is the Sam Levitt play from last week. It looked like to me that ball is gone. Empty hand moving forward. That is a fumble. Zero blitz. Zach Alley on cue. Creating urgency right here for Wigman. 24, Darian Lewis uncovered. Just making Wigman, you know, sometimes you got to drift or just know you hit the top of that drop. That ball has to be gone. Big time play.
Gone just the wrong way.
Right?
Well, Zach Alley had a smile on his face when we talked about Jamori Robinson with him this week. For good reason. He gets the ball back to the Mountaineers. There's kind of that sheepish smile, right? Of, well, I think you're in for something this week with Jamori playing again.
And even with Coach Rodriguez, you know, you kind of got, he loves this kind of thing. You know, yeah, I'm coaching with two arms behind my back, basically, of, yeah, we're playing with our fourth quarterback. We're playing with our third tailback. This, that, the other. They ain't going to feel sorry for us. We might as well win.
Fox pumps. Fires to the end zone. Vaughn is down there, and he drops it in. Cam Vaughn. Another highlight play for West Virginia.
When you run the rock, you can do anything. Okay, here's Cam Vaughn up top. Sluggo. They get committed to basically what turns into a zero coverage. Latrell McCutcheon Sr. cannot pound it loose. Great throw, great catch. That's that matchup we talked about. Scotty Fox Jr. and Cam Vaughn's chemistry. Impressive.
Man, that connection's looked great the last couple weeks. We saw it late in the game last week, Mark. More assertive throwing the deep ball to Vaughn.
Yeah, Houston D coordinator Austin Armstrong said, hey, we're going to play top-down defense, make them execute in front of us. And right there, basically zero coverage because they've been able to run the football so effectively. Not what they want to do.
So off of the quick change, West Virginia catches it in. Fox to Vaughn. Budding connection for the Mountaineers. They lead it by 14 on the road against the number 22 team in the country. Quick change alert. Connor Wigman empty-handed. Whoop. Jamori Robinson first, then it was Cam Vaughn after that.
Really nice throw, Scotty Fox Jr. to his guy, Cam Vaughn. Perfectly placed to the back of the end zone. 21-7 Mountaineers. Don't adjust your screens.
That was kind of Chris Berman of you with the whoop. Start calling you the Swami. So 21-7. Scotty Fox Jr. in West Virginia. 3 scoring drives already. So now Connor Wigman will try to bounce back from the turnover.
Interesting what they do here. His offensive coordinator Slade Nagel, Willie Fritz usually like to get him on the move, get him outside, roll him to that top side, the 3-man side, and play the high-low game. West Virginia showing a 5-man rush.
Quick set for Wigman out to Thomas, who's been heavily involved early on the edge.
And even better, just a quick boundary hitch. Catch and throw to your guy.
Other Connors guy.
Other Connors.
Other Connors guy. Since Boogie Johnson went out, Amari Thomas has by far been the top target for Wigman outside of Koziel. As far as true wide receivers. Also loves his tight end. And out to Connors, his back spins out of that hit. Puts the nasty footwork on a couple of West Virginia defenders and has a first down. Spin cycle time.
Yeah, Darian Lewis in space. Watch this. Spin on the first defender. Just a little hesitation dribble on 2 and 3. Dean Connors usually doesn't get tackled by first guy, but that's a little special sauce.
Is that a call to action for Calvin Sampson?
He might as well. He won't have to move, right? Transfer from Rice. Doesn't have to move. Play another sport. Doesn't have to move. Right. Let's go.
He's out of the backfield again as Wigman moves the pocket. Takes a shot. Once Young, but doesn't have him. But he does have a flag. Michael Coates in coverage. And it looks like that's where the penalty will be assigned.
Wigman just a little late. We're going to post here the corner route from Koziel right there that everybody's dialed into. Just a little late, a little back toward the defender. Let's take a look at this. Just a little early, playing through with the back of him. Pretty close there too by Coates. Wigman probably talking to himself. I just got to get that out of him. Tick, tick, quicker.
Pass interference. Defense, number 3, 15-yard penalty and automatic. First down.
Well, it doesn't take much to get Rich Rodriguez hot.
No, and right there, I get it. You know, Michael Coates Jr. just a fraction early, didn't really play through the back of the wideout instead of to the ball.
Well, Mike Pereira says...
Field judge going, I didn't call it. You tell him.
Mike Pereira says he thought it was a foul. Very, very close. This is Carlisle, who they line up at wide receiver. He's in their quarterback room. And they give him a carry for a first down, but there is a flag out on this play also.
Offside. Defense, number 0, lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty is declined. The yardage results in a first down.
So keep the carry for Austin Carlisle up on the board, first down.
So Carlisle will see how this develops. They have a two quarterback package. Jamori Robinson not doing the consistent mode. They're just line up off sides. See what else comes with that package.
Well, they picked up the pressure originally. Now Wigman running for his life, and it's complete. Into tight space. You got Treville Frederick. And there's a flag down for a third straight play.
I think it was a hold. Westbrook contained.
Offense number 66, 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Agnello, the right guard, who they've been trying to work the combination. As you see Frederick coming off. So they called right in that area as right when he broke contain, man, a little truckage by linebacker John Lewis. Wigman is not a, he will never be mistaken for Carl Lewis, but more athletic.
Nice. Van, fill in the blank. Maybe after this play, Wigman to the sideline and incomplete. Oh, Thomas made a good effort at it, but no catch. And it's 2nd and 20. Wigman is faster than blank.
Like right there, probably could have got more with his feet than with the throw, and just man, you see Amari Thomas make so many of those plays, a little grab of that wrist just to get in his mind a little bit.
You got me on the cliff here on this cliffhanger on Wigman.
The one that got called for holding would have been called back anyway, but kind of take your pick there of running for it or throwing for it for Wigman.
Okay, so now a 3rd down and long as Coates up to get Thomas, heavily targeted. Only got 4, so this is a 3rd and 16.
Little gang tackle. Can't tell if Amari Thomas just a little frustrated there. Had the numbers. Wigman put it in a great location. 3rd and a ton here. This is a time where possible 4-down territory, obviously depending on how far they go here. Kind of in no man's land of a pooch punt versus the other.
A 3rd and 16. Wigman, quick to Thomas, good feed. Thomas eyeing the sticks with the stiff arm, and he got it. No 4th down decision needed. Amari Thomas by himself moves the sticks.
Harvey Broussard, the 3rd. Watch number 3 downfield make this play. Amari Thomas kind of cuts against the grain right here at the end. Great job initially, getting it started, getting the vertical. Right there, go inside, help your guy out, going against the grain of that block. You're on your own. You better get it. That time he does.
Now with multiple skills that he shows to get there. Agility, a little power. First 3rd down pickup of the day for Houston. And it creases for Connors. Connors leaving him in his wake. Is he in? Just shy. 23 on the hit. 1st and goal, Houston.
Dean Connors, man, this guy is fun to watch play. Physical in the pass game. Watch him play the run. Starts to press it, push, starts to cut back. Just a little hesitation dribble, and then back front side. Getting back front side. Now setting that inside back, or the safety dropping in there. Tarnu, 14, gets lost in the fray. That is impressive, man. That is impressive, too.
The hat, the paint,
all of it.
The chest hair?
Yes, all of it.
Do we have an announcement? I think we have an announcement coming. Yes, we do. Maybe we don't.
Just a little head fake. Actually, David Alvarez doing a little pump fake for us.
It's 1st and goal.
Taking a look at did Connors break the plane there? I think it looked like a great spot, which that is another very impressive thing to do.
Perfect spot, brings up 1st down and goal, and it's the push for Wigman. He's in there for a Houston touchdown.
Wigman goes and scores.
Thomas, Connors set him up. Wigman cashes in. 1-score game again.
Wyckoff, Agnello, and Hunter versus Russell, Eddie V and the boys. Nice push. Good job going over the top that time by Wigman and avoiding the tonnage.
So a 3rd down and 16 get. Allows Houston to crease that play with Connors. Wigman avoids the tonnage. 21-13. 21-14 with Sanchez's PAT. Dean Connors after the Thomas conversion.
Amari Thomas, great screen game, and look at that hole open up, setting this guy up on the doorstep.
Mark, thought you used the perfect word, optimism. That's what West Virginia felt after Scotty Fox led them to their best passing game of the year last week.
Yeah, Scotty Fox Jr.'s play, that's infectious. That affects every person in that program. When you get a little quarterback play, a little boost in confidence, everybody gets a step better. And so far today, man, he has been outstanding.
Well, it doesn't happen a lot that you have a freshman quarterback at West Virginia. That guy with his legs, with his arm.
Deal.
Remember, it was his redshirt freshman year that he took over as the starter, and then it was literally off to the races for West Virginia in the 2000s. Oh, pretty good mentor to have over there. You have the reunion of Rich Rodriguez.
Yeah, let me put on my film. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Scotty Fox will run like that, but he's been accurate today, and we talked about his athleticism. Yeah,
decisiveness, the confidence he's playing. They're doing a great job of packaging things. So to him, it's kind of a version of the same song. Each play, playing through his strengths. So far, so good. But Houston surging.
Houston just cut it to a one-score game on the Wigman quarterback sneak. Decisive again for Scotty Fox. He's on target to Weimer for a 5-yard pickup.
And right there, just that boundary hitch, very similar to how Houston started the previous drive with Wigman after the turnover. Get that boundary hitch going, get your guy confident. And again, 2nd and 5.
So they press up on the boundary this time. They go the other way, and it buzzes past Gallagher. Incomplete.
Rook Brown was all over that. Great scouting right there. They had Rook Brown on it. Watch 24, and they have 13 over the top. Jump it. Reading the splits. Seeing that's the play. Scotty Fox Jr. rolls out. Rich Rodriguez has him roll out. 2 option routes to that front side. Good awareness, and that's cheating.
Not in the Arena League, but here, yes.
Nick Craig, just a little head start.
False start. Offense, number 52, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And slam on the keyboard again if you're doing the closed captions.
Yeah, if you're a lip reader, click the other way.
3rd and 10. Flare out for Hubbard. And open space. It's Fotu with the open field stick to make it a 4th down.
Brought field pressure. And then Sione Fotu. See the pressure coming off the right side. Scotty Fox Jr. recognizes it. Got to get my check down, get it in space, and that is a big-time tackle. Getting the physical Dior Hubbard and forcing the punt.
Well, Mark, we've seen the best play. Wow, look at Austin Armstrong.
Woo.
Heated in a different way, in a positive way after that big hit from Fotu. Defensive coordinator for Houston. Muse stays on his feet. Now can he get some blocks? He got a couple, and a flag flies at the end of that return. Return came out across the 30, and a flag at the end of the play. 55-yard punt, 16-yard return. What will happen with the 16, though? Forward or backward?
Muse just plays so much bigger than he's listed at 5'8", 185. Plays thicker. And he plays with great leverage as a returner. You don't see that very often, that low to high.
Personal foul, face mask, kicking team. 15-yard penalty.
15 more.
1st down.
It's kind of like a running back type look rather than wide receiver, isn't it?
Exactly. Yep. Some of those returners, some of the greatest returners, you make that first guy miss. Sometimes it's like that. Just the leverage battle. As you see, Rich Rodriguez coaching up his young QB.
They just gave it back to Willie Fritz's offense. Young QB against a guy that's played a ton of football at this level. And Connor Wigman.
48.
Play fake.
Oh boy.
Wigman flares it. Koziel, one-hand catch. Man, even the 3-yard gains are impressive for Koziel.
Sonny Redwood was on the scene. They had a post 92 in Wigman's kitchen. Good force as well by Siders. Go get it, Connor Onion. Oh no, that's the other Ball State fighting Cardinal Tanner Koziel.
What are we going to get you to say chirp, chirp?
Chirp, chirp. What does that mean?
Boom. It means go Ball State.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Connors.
I'm on board.
Nothing there for Connors at midfield. Devin Grant makes the play. 3rd down and 8.
Let's see what West Virginia does. This is a dial-a-defense type approach from Zach Alley. It's very hard to scout against. It was interesting talking to Slade Nagel, offensive coordinator from Houston. It's like, man, I got no idea what this guy's doing. Right, showing pressure. They're going to drop out of the play zone.
And they run into it. Wow, that tackle from Siders. The ball comes out. West Virginia pointing their way. Either way, they're likely getting it back. But with what field position? Connors, the running back, got it back. It's 4th down.
Dean Connors, man, that guy's going to dig out, battle for everything.
4th down.
Take a look.
Siders was like sideways when he made that tackle.
Siders and Chase Wilson. A bit close as to whether his backside was down there or what hit first, but it doesn't matter. He ended up with it anyway.
What kind of matrix stuff did we just see?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, Siders and Wilson, those guys are unique.
So Houston got back.
Can 2 guys be unique? That's a Ball State philosophy question. Nice kick.
Inside the 1. Well done on the 47-yard punt with 48 yards to work with for Doherty. We will call in our friend David Letterman to answer that question about unique, because West Virginia has a 7-point lead in Houston. We've seen it a couple times today. Rich Rodriguez, he told us this week, my temperament on the sideline is life or death. And that's definitely shown up with a couple of these close calls today.
Yes, and especially backed up. Your young freshman backed up right in the student section against one of the best fronts they'll play.
Hubbard burrowing. Did he get back there? The spot is at the half-yard line. Eddie Walls, the defensive player of the week in the Big 12, almost had a safety.
Eddie Walls, the 3rd, and Carlos Allen Jr., number 5. Those guys next to each other are a load. Right here, they're going to come here, cross face. Oof, almost a safety.
So 2nd down from the half-yard line. They throw backed up. Vaughn incomplete. He was hemmed to the sideline by Will James. And that ball ended up on the numbers while Vaughn was on his own bench.
Exactly. Got to set your feet there, Scotty Fox Jr. Again, that is a tremendously, that's the right way to say it, trustworthy call, right? I guess from Rich Rodriguez's company. And right there, Cam Vaughn's going to hang that ball was 20 yards inside. Just set your feet, trust your time, and give your guy a chance or nobody else. Now it's starting a bunch.
To throw again. Fox over the top and incomplete. Near safety, near pick, and it's time to punt as West Virginia avoids the worst of that danger.
Bowie on the corner route. They've got a clear on the outside. The number 2 receiver, Bowie, 7, actually number 3 receiver, Jersey 7, and took a shot that time from Walls. That's just, it's a little rust, a little experience, a little callous for Scotty Fox Jr. It wasn't a disaster. You certainly want to try to get 1 first down and give your punter room, see if they can operate.
Well, Oliver Straw does get it off clean. It's a short punt. And Muse does field it before it can take more of a West Virginia bounce. So Houston gets their stop down there in the goal line, and it'll have good field position, fighting for a tie before halftime and also fighting for a Big 12 title.
Yeah, every week from here on out, as we look at the top 4 teams and their remaining schedules, BYU, a huge one against Tech coming up next. Cincinnati and Utah's, that's going to be an awesome game. Every week there's elimination games. Anybody that, after that 2 loss, you're out.
Well, that's why Willie Fritz stressed this game so much. Because of what's left, they're calling this a playoff game. And really every game is a playoff game.
Every game for them is a playoff game from here on out. UCF, TCU, and Baylor will have something to say, but today is the only thing that matters.
Whitman starting the march, looking for a tie. It's Harvey Broussard. First down as he shedded Siders. They got a mismatch. Defensive end on a wide receiver for 19 yards.
This is just, again, they have to pay so much attention to Koziel inside, effectively a double team, banging that hitch outside, making it miss.
Keep it in the short game again. Koziel had a good block out there as DJ Butler went diving ahead.
They don't do this a ton, but going with tempo, 4:30 and time, and they were outnumbered to the boundary. West Virginia has to match that up. Good awareness from Whitman.
9 on first down. On 2nd and 1, he slips out. Should have been hit for a loss, and he's just short of the first down. Perry had him.
Yeah, Perry, I think, is grabbing his wrist. There's a rule in option football or zone read football. If there's 2 defenders outside, give it. If it's Fred Perry and Derek Carter Jr. right there, 5 and 13, that's 2 dudes. Just hand it off and live to fight another day.
Feels like a little copying from Houston. They go tempo and then they go
little zone read.
Read the end. West Virginia sauce. 3rd and 1. Whitman on the roll. It's Connors out of the backfield. First down. Connors races inside the 10.
Dialed up to stop the run. Loaded up the box. Great design. Hard ball run. And then chase it to the flat. Motion Amari Thomas down to sell a base run front. Really good execution. And Riggins doing his thing after he catches and squares Dean Connors.
Friday Night Lights. Central casting, Dean Connors.
Yes.
1st and goal. Wigman, quick set. End zone. Jump ball! Did he hang on? Yes! Amari Thomas. Man strength to hang on.
Guys, watch this man. Watch this man, Dean Connors, 44. Blitz pickup. Clinic right in the kitchen, and then the corner route. Elite timing, trust, high location. Nobody else can get it. Firm hands, fighting Derek Carter Jr. to the ground.
So an extra point away from the tie after the highlight for Thomas. Whew, man. Athleticism, strength. Again, I mean, we saw Thomas stiff arm and spin earlier. He's blended his power and his athleticism on multiple plays today. Confirmed a touchdown, and flag flies on the extra point. So let's check what that's about.
Offside, defense, that penalty decline. The extra point is good.
From 14-0 down to tied for Houston.
So there's a look from behind of Dean Connors fitting up the pressure. And then a little tug from Derek Carter Jr. and a dime throw. The timing perfect. That's good at all levels of football. 2 feet in, the knee, and Wigman celebrating. Amari Thomas, they use this guy all over the map. We've seen him in the screen game, the quick game, the bubble game, the jet sweep game, and today, downfield pass game.
A little of everything, right? With Boogie Johnson, he is the guy.
He's the guy.
Outside.
Outside. That's just such a balance when you have Tanner Koziel that we've already seen West Virginia double him in multiple ways. That's almost the first guy that you got to count for. Connor Wigman's feet obviously comes into it next. And then, all right, pick your poison between Connors and Thomas. Broussard today, Kobe Young today. They're getting more balance on that perimeter, which will make this offense tough to stop.
Well, it seems like Thomas has been a priority for Wigman all week, too. Season high 7 catches, and the kickoff is out of bounds after the Cougars just tied it.
Out of bounds. Tiki team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
So Zach Yoakum off target, and West Virginia looking for an answer back after Houston just tied it. He'll have good field position.
Young Scotty Fox Jr. says, "Thank you very much. We'll take that at the 35. I've done a nice job of either fair catching it in the end zone or true touchbacks. A mistake right there."
It was a blazing hot start for West Virginia. A 12-play and a 10-play touchdown drive started the day. And since then, Houston's defense has found answers, Mark.
Yeah, really nice job. McCutcheon. Travion McCutcheon. Just running that into a 5-man box. That should have been a decent run play. McCutcheon wasn't having it.
5 in the box again, they throw. Weimer off his back shoulder, spins off the tackle. And he is right at the line to get. This will be a first down.
Very good job there. Will James, good tackler at corner. The Southern Miss transfer. And he just gave him the get off me.
First down for West Virginia in a little while now.
16. Rodriguez, I think, is doing something. I think he was trying to get Scotty Fox Jr. He was giving him the, "Hey, chill out. We're going to, take it to the 2-minute timeout." But now he might try to get a play here based on they're trying to decide whether they reach the line to gain from Jeff Weimer.
The previous play, the ball was short of the line to gain. It's third down.
So there we have our answer.
It looked like the linesman and line judge.
We're about a half-yard apart
now.
Yeah. Weimer kind of fell awkwardly. The ball was kind of almost at his belly.
So third down ahead of the timeout, and that is stopped. The edge set beautifully. Eddie Walls once more with help from Allen. Well, the Houston defense could not stop West Virginia early. It's a fourth down on the other side of the 2-minute timeout with Houston's defense starting to stand tall in a tie game. No surprise, offense is out there for West Virginia.
Yeah, he's going for it. He's trying to flip that script off of last week's 1 for 6 on fourth down. And he's doing it against two of the best in the league, Carlos Allen Jr. and Lau Fowl. They're already lined up over the rock. They're going, "Let's go, guys. Let's go."
A lot of those last week were fourth down and 1.
Yes.
Just like this.
This is just inch.
Prove it time for West Virginia offense. Houston defense on 4th and 1. It's Hubbard, and he's got it.
Good cut. Hubbard had 2 opportunities that time. That was a play. They're basically predetermining the cut for him. Good design, good call. Watch the downhill, getting it back here, away from that 700 pounds in the A gap. Good, tough run.
Scotty Fox goes Reggie Bush.
Assistant coach is safe on the side.
Yeah, right. The wrap is kept inside. Wow. Oh, man. Dump truck tackle for Jordan Allen on Scotty Fox Jr.
Oh, man, Jordan Allen, LSU. Scotty Fox Jr. did such a good job earlier getting a vertical when he had some space. Jordan Allen reminded me he better do that next time.
Put that on the Simba cam on the Jumbotron. That's incomplete. Fox got hit. No flag came. Gallagher looking for one.
Yeah, Gallagher definitely. Here's the hit from Jordan Allen. That's a 2-point near fall. He's going. Then on the second down play, just an early throw, almost looked like a throwaway, just trying to throw it in the general direction of Gallagher. Pressure.
On third down, Fox lets it fly. Wants Vaughn. Who whistle it away. Latrell McCutcheon knocked it down. He wanted more. He'll settle for the PBU.
Cam Vaughn's given the universal signal for just, throw it further. And I think Scotty Fox Jr., look at that vertical. Latrell McCutcheon Sr., great vertical, and then the hands of a DB. Cam Vaughn can help him by planting and going back and get it. Scotty Fox Jr. can help himself by setting his feet earlier, getting it out. Putting it away.
Well, something to watch, too. Scotty Fox Jr. was favoring his shoulder on that takedown, so something to monitor as the day rolls on. For now, let's check in with Mike Hill. What's coming up at the State Farm halftime? Mike?
Coming up on the State Farm halftime, Vandy's a top 10 team, but can they get past Texas with a clear-headed arch? Penn State tries to keep it close with #1 Ohio State, and with several jobs available, we'll dive into the culture of the coaching carousel. It continues to go round and round and round with a lot of money being thrown out. Back to our money guys, Connor and Mark.
Hey.
Well, Connor.
Thanks, Mike. Does that mean we just got a raise?
I believe so.
That's what every college.
We're holding out, yes.
Every college coach in America is getting a raise, it seems, that has a winning team. Extensions galore and firings galore across college football. This drive starts with nothing for Connors. So it looks like a conservative approach for Houston before the break. They will get the ball out of halftime. Man, they're going to huddle up and let the clock wind.
Yeah, they'll try to let this go 100%, and then Rich Rodriguez will basically make a quick decision here. Should have used that timeout. He's calling his guys back, saying, hey, let's chill. 21-all is as good as we could hope for in this situation, even after that red-hot start.
You're not surprised these teams get together and play a good game, are you?
No, these two coaches, man, you talk about two teams, they're so similar, kind of so different in a lot of ways as well. Really, Fritz taking the timeout before the delay.
30 seconds remaining.
One more play and get out of here.
So probably one more play until the break. Tomorrow on Fox, Justin Jefferson leads the Vikings in an NFC North showdown against Jared Goff and the Lions, or the Jags take on the Raiders, or other regional action. Check local listings for the game in your area tomorrow on Fox. Mark, obviously this is a relatively new Big 12 matchup. Houston joining the league just a couple of years ago, but the one time that they did play, this might just be an appetizer for a crazy fourth quarter.
Yes, some foreshadowing for sure. An unbelievable finish. We can only hope that that's going to be the case today.
And Houston getting the ball out of the locker room. They put it on the ground one more time in this half with Connors, just to see if they can break one. There are no flags. There are only a few seconds left, and now halftime is here. So Houston messaging to their players this week, this is a playoff game. Took a shot, down 14-0 in this first half, came back to tie it, and will get it on the other side of halftime. 21-all, number 22 Cougars, West Virginia trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. For now, the State Farm halftime show with our guys, Mike, Chris, and Bruce.
Yeah, and the Mountaineers already with more points in the first half than they average all season, 21.
I'm normal during the day, but at night turn to a monster. When the moon shines like ice road truckers, I look like a villain out of those blockbusters. To the fire, spit a monster. Blood on the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, up to the fire.
Lots of offense with a little sprinkle of big hitting. By the numbers, brought to you by Lowe's. Almost 200 yards a side. 216 for West Virginia, 198 for Houston, and perfection inside the red zone to get us at 21-all here from Houston after one half. Mark Elfrich, Connor Runyon. Run game. Breaking news for West Virginia. Dior Hubbard season high in rush yards in that first half.
Yeah, how do you hope about that freshman quarterback, Scotty Fox Jr., who is throwing normally, moving around fine. You get the run game going, and boy, did they ever.
Yeah, you want to watch Dior Hubbard again?
Let's do it.
Help him
Hubbard,
out.
Sincere, I do.
All right, well, Dior Hubbard, 64 yards in that first half, and that's how West Virginia got out to that 14-0 lead.
Hubbard, a little sprint draw back against the grain in space, and it's Sincere Bowers toting the rock untouched, and then they got Amari Thomas going many ways. The screen game set up the touchdown grab that he had right here on the corner route. Great throw by Connor Wigman, and the squeeze. Amari Thomas, a big first half.
That was the touchdown that helped Houston tie it at 21 just before the half, and they get the ball out of halftime at 7-1 and trying to play their way deeper into the playoff picture. At number 22, here's Mekhi Muse, who is upended across the 25. That brings Connor Wigman out after his Big 12 Player of the Week encore last week. 16 of 19 in that first half, including a rushing touchdown.
And the really big thing, because partly West Virginia was double teaming Tanner Koziel, you get some other guys going. Dean Connors in the run game, Amari Thomas, however you can get that guy the rock, do it.
Thomas is down to the bottom side to start this second half. After his season-high 7 catches in the first half. A sprint his way, a throw his way, and he taps the toes again, and he has a first down.
It's about the third time they've run this play, basically a 14-yard comeback. Run it one-on-one, Jason Chambers in coverage. Just the threat of Amari Thomas's speed gets his hips open. Come back, nice dime throw and catch. Again, just a little confidence builder, a route they love.
Well, interesting how the play calling has worked out today for Houston. They are a run-first outfit. They've been pass-first today. And they're passing again. Kobe Young has it back into the hands of West Virginia. They play volleyball in the secondary and come up with a takeaway. Derek Carter with the interception. Coates was his setup man.
Yeah, initially looked like a good throw, as you said. Kobe Young one-on-one with Coates. You see him plant and then go away from it, and then the kick. Pick. Not quite a kick, pick six. But wow, look at that effort of Coates getting up. The tap. And Johnny on the spot. Derek Carter Jr. going back the other day. Lift him up.
A kick, pick 20 for the record. 20-yard return. An improbable play to get West Virginia and their offense out of halftime for the first time.
Yeah, Kobe Young just has to play defense there. Plant and go up and get it, but just the vert of Michael Coates Jr. right there.
It's like 3 sports tied into one: football, soccer, volleyball, and the takeaway. Here is a physical run for Scotty Fox Jr. Both those shoulder pads drive for a first down.
It was good for West Virginia fans to see there. Again, their 4th quarterback on the season, running a zone read, getting vertical, initiating contact there after taking some shots right at the end of the first half. Unbalanced.
And they sprint out, they draw it with Hubbard, and they ran that play in the first half successfully. Houston's on it this time with Walsh.
Yeah, just a slightly different front. They changed up who they pull based on the defensive front. And right there, stop part, not very much.
Hubbard comes out after just a yard for Walls, who has helped turn Houston's start up front around. First 2 drives, West Virginia did whatever they wanted. And Houston climbed right back into the game. This is Bowers, who had a first half touchdown, and he disappears into that blackout defense.
Just a 6-on-6 power run game right there. No read. An automatic give to Sincere Bowers. Had the big touchdown run earlier. And here Rich Rodriguez is talking to himself. Talking, all right, 3rd and 6. What do I need to get here? Getting in his quarterback's ear, talking about 4th down and taking care of the rock. Pressure.
Here is that 3rd and 6, and nobody home on the sideline. Bowers is wheeling up that far side boundary. Incomplete 4th down.
Yeah, Jalen Garner, one of the most active guys on this defense. Watch him come out right here from linebacker depth. That's not catchable. Certainly, Sincere Bowers is going to be unhappy with the location of the throw, but just better coverage that time by Jalen Garner attacking him.
So Cade Hensley will go for a season long by 5 yards. This from 50 out. And he curls that in. So the kick pick turns into a kick 3.
And the Houston coaches are off their sideline. The West Virginia coaches were off their sideline. A little bit for everybody as Coach Jr. with the vert turns it into a season-long pop.
Difference in the game, 10 West Virginia points off 2 Houston turnovers. Turn the latest interception into 3. Looking for a road upset. West Virginia came in as 2 touchdown underdogs against the number 22 Cougars. And Houston will be back on the march. After this, let's go to Mike Hill in LA for an all-state game break.
All right, fellas, 2 teams playing below season expectations in the Big 12. Iowa State, Arizona State connecting. Sun Devils down 7 here when Jeff Sims getting the start with Sam Levitt out for the season. Finding the end zone from 8 yards out to tie it. It is now in the second, not at a 10. Back to you, Connor and Mark.
Mike, thank you. We will see the Cyclones next week.
Yes.
After their Big 12 championship game rematch. They'll be at TCU in an important game in Fort Worth. So Houston back on the ball, and wow, a stumbling Butler stayed on his feet for 10 extra yards. First down, Cougars.
That was really, really close to busting free. You're going to see between Carrico and a couple would-be tacklers, he almost just runs the relay race, runs the horn right there to the house.
15 yards for Butler, who's been more of a supporting actor in the run game this year for Houston. Wigman over the middle, Tanner Koziel over the top. First down and more, down to the 35, taking the high route again.
Big 9, there he is in the slot, Koziel. Great job on the crossing route, and then get up! So many times he's hit low, and that happens when you're 6'7".
That's a real hurdle.
50. That's a real hurdle.
He did the little baby bunny hurdle before.
You tell him that.
You said it too. Come on, don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Koziel for 25 after the Butler 15-yard hit. Second down and 11 for Houston in plus territory. Chasing 3. Koziel after that big hurdle goes into the slot opposite side. Bateman can't get away. Ball is out. The quarterback lost it again and got it back. His offensive lineman, Dalton Merriman, recovered the punch out from Devin Grant.
Watch Grant right here coming off the edge. Dalton Merriman one-on-one, just a little set, rip, and gets the ball out. And Merriman says, man, I better not make this a triple minus. Got to get on it. At least well done on that part of it.
It goes for a loss of 9. And now a 3rd and 20. Wigman running away again, and Redwood forces the throwaway. No repeat of that first half when they got 3rd and 16. This time, Houston has to punt.
That's a little chirping from that sideline for Wigman, a little juice on that West Virginia sideline. 3rd and a country mile. Getting him out, seems definitely outside the pocket. The throw was beyond the line of scrimmage as well. Nice stop there by West Virginia. See if they could put back-to-back scoring drives together.
3rd and a country road.
Absolutely. Almost heaven.
West Virginia after the field goal. They'll get it back with a touchback on the Doherty punt. Well, the second half is young, but doesn't look like West Virginia's going anywhere today as a big underdog. Well, West Virginia turned an interception into 3 points and a lead early in this half. Got to stop. Now Scotty Fox Jr. tries to return to the player he was early in this game. 7 of 8 start.
Yeah, that's just very revealing right there. The first 4 possessions, 21 points. The last 4, 3. And a lot of acrobatics from Michael Coates Jr. on the tip pick 3.
Fox swings it out to Rodney Gallagher, and McCutcheon makes a hard stick. That cornerback, physical play.
Yeah, physical play by him, and also just again, Scotty Fox Jr. catch, plant, throw, put it in a perfect location for Rodney Gallagher to do something with it positively. 2nd and 6.
Well, Houston has kept them behind the chains a lot more since early, and they force another quick get out. Put a hit on the quarterback with the other McCutcheon. LaTravion on that hit.
Yeah, LaTravion gets home and just gets a shot. He's from up here, 10. These bookends of Eddie Walls III. And whoever it is, whether McCutcheon or Mack, is scary for opposing quarterbacks. Good awareness. Scotty Fox Jr. kind of wincing.
Another 3rd and 6. Fox gets it away again and takes another lick. Eddie Walls at his feet, creating havoc again for Houston.
Yeah, just track start shot out of a cannon. Watch 90 playing inside. They move him around on 3rd downs. And that's just tough right there. Tykees Crawford cannot do that. He has to eliminate the closer defender. In that case, probably everything that their game plan is based off is how we're going to protect Walls, Allen, not the perimeter.
Well, Walls has shined on 3rd down. Mekhi Muse has a few yards on the return. But Houston has consistently put West Virginia in 3rd and long. And they've come up with money down stops, 7 3rd downs in a row, including this hit from Walls. I have questions. Cactus or pickle?
I was going to just ask the exact same thing. That is
Batwoman? Spider-Man?
Oh, yeah. That's actually a live camera. That guy on the left looks fabulous.
Who's your hairdresser?
Oh, Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, that's outstanding. That's Mark Helfrich, Connor Onion. We don't actually look like that, but I guess today we do. Here's Connor Wigman on a 1st down carry for not much. Man, that was a good perm you had rocking there.
It was a good few years. Had hair back in the day.
Come on.
Houston on the line of scrimmage trying to do. Oh, yeah. Hey, give America some relief.
Oh, 2nd down. Here's Wickman on a play fake. And pressure's coming. He got away from the first, but not the second. He's set down by Corey McIntyre to bring up 3rd down.
Really nice job there. The coverage matching the rush on the back end. You see the safety Tarnu 14 playing over the top. It's a 2-man route. You see Thomas crossing the dig route coming. Nothing open before the rush matched it. Here it is. They've got perfect leverage to funnel everything to the safety. And he raises the roof.
That makes it 3rd and 16. Another long one for Houston, and they get another one. Tanner Koziel, one of the best 3rd down players in the country, converts for Houston.
Relatively quiet by his standards. Here he is on the route. Just, man, I know on that defensive side, Chase Wilson is being coached up. Where else is he going?
Yep.
There's nothing to the flat that can damage him. Carry that vertically and at least make it a tighter window. Strike by Connor Wigman.
4 catches, 52 yards, and a touchdown for Koziel. But you're right, Mark. That's a modest day for him. He hopes he's just getting started. Connors out of the first tackle. 1st down. Stiff arm out. Still driving guys to the turf. Dean Connors with a big hitter off the left guard of Jason Brooks.
Such a good feel for this play. It's just a version of inside zone. Watch him feather it and then repress it again front side, just like we saw earlier. Great job up front, messing with the line game. the linebacker, and then just a little hesitation, stiff arm. Tarney, good job. Just being a speed bump.
A lot of guys in that picture bumping off bodies for Houston.
No boy.
That is picked. West Virginia with another takeaway. And this one goes. Jordan Scruggs with the house call.
Play it with Scruggs. He's right here where his eyes, inside. Playing at basically a match coverage over the top, a zone pressure. Wigman doesn't recognize it, just thinks it's man coverage, zero coverage, not quite sure. Great design by Zach Alley, better execution by Jordan Scruggs.
And Scruggs with 80 yards of joy the other way. And West Virginia with a 10-point lead to some shocked faces in Houston.
Silence, great job securing it. High and tight track meet.
First pick of the year for Jordan Scruggs is one that he can put in the wine cellar for a while.
Yeah, how about that? 80 yards untouched. Just great recognition, great design by defensive coordinator Zach Alley, eliciting what Connor Wigman thought was a hot throw. I could get it out in man coverage. Jordan Scruggs just sitting on it. Pick 6.
Thought you were going to go wedding crashers on me.
It was definitely a red 7.
Oh, that's through the back. And 17 points off of 3 turnovers from Wigman and the Houston offense.
Just very unlike him, but like most quarterbacks, when this kind of stuff happens, they make you pay for it. It's the one where he created himself, then the kick after the vertical from Coach Jr. And then Jordan Scruggs, most recently, the South Alabama transfer in Kansas City, Mo native, feeling good.
And so all these things to compartmentalize for Houston in the week it's been, and now they have to come back to keep that one in the loss column.
That's cheating.
And Wigman with the flag out, was into danger again. And Jason Chambers was right there, and the flag down at the 40.
Chambers it's going to be a pass interference or a hold, take your pick on when they threw it up the black
Part of the pass.
Back judge threw it.
Defense number 23, 10-yard penalty and automatic. First down.
It's that comeback route. Chambers recognized it, sat on it, just can't hold. Watch the top of this route right here. That's a grab, a hold, a restrict. Any version.
All the illegal
you want there, yeah.
All the illegal verbiage.
And Coach Rodriguez said, that was an honest mistake. He was just... speak fluent West Virginia.
Perfect lip reading. First down. Wigman, far side throw again, and in the turf. Thinking about Houston here, Mark, the ranking for the first time in a while, their win last week, that they lose their strength coach. You're dealing with the high, the low, and everything in between that comes with all of the last week.
Yeah, you never... that's 100% true. And then also on that other sideline, a lot of people in blue and yellow that are frustrated, that are competitive, that are fighting like heck to stay in this thing as Wigman gets his lid knocked off.
So
penalty, he'll have to leave for a play.
Yeah, so Chris Grimion is his backup, and he'll come in after the lid came off.
He's reading that edge. The edge widens, so he gets vertical. And everybody sees Wigman and wants a piece of him. Chris Grimion can kind of do a little bit of everything, particularly with his legs.
Well, what's he got? Cold off the bench on a 3rd and 8. He swings it out for Young. Kobe Young had a block and a first down. Chris Grimion, if that's the only snap he plays and they win, remember that.
Yeah, remember that, and remember Koziel, Anamori Thomas on the perimeter blocking there to get it started. That's, again, a feel-good completion, getting it out of his hands as Wigman's back in.
Chris Grimion was the starting quarterback late last year for Houston. And they convinced him to stay. And they brought Connor Wigman in.
Grimion going, hey, those third downs aren't that hard. Just throw a little
DJ Butler, he's had a good day on the ground. Supporting Dean Connors. He picks up 9 on this first down carry.
Houston going with tempo, but nice inside zone. They gotta keep that as part of the offense. Can't speed, drop back pass commitment.
Oh, he lost another one. It's been a wet bar of soap today for Wigman. He was fortunate to get back on top of it, and another third down has arrived.
Yeah, Cocklestoff, they'll huddle up and talk about their third down, make sure they're in the right protection, but gosh, that is just bizarre. And no doubt about it, as you said, it was loose.
We saw him lose one of those in the first half. Fortunate to get it back and survive to this third down. Thomas, the motion man. Wigman pulls it out. Wigman survived the hit, but couldn't get all the way to the spot. Plus territory, you're probably thinking go for it here.
Yep, I would imagine 100%. That's why they ran a little ride and decide. Getting Wigman downhill, getting everybody could. The edge defender widened again. He replaced it, just like on the one he lost his helmet on. Right there, a much better result.
So, moment of truth on this drive. A fourth down. Wigman protected. Nobody open. Wigman got away. Wigman gets there himself. That was about 7 Mississippi of protection. And he ends up carrying on the drive.
Yeah, a lot of Mississippi. There's nobody on downfield. It just ended up being a 3-man rush. Devin Grant saying he's held. Wigman runs through the would-be tackle, and then Perry escorting him to the sideline cleanly and firmly.
Another drive that's kind of living right on the edge. A near turnover. Had to bring in the backup quarterback for a play. But Houston's still out there, and that strong vision and footwork for Connors. Picks up 6 yards on first down.
Willie Fritz will just keep stalking this sideline, and they'll just keep chipping away at this. You know, 4 down, as we talked about, probably 4 down territory until they get across. It'll see if they have a play for Austin Carlisle. Is it a double pass? What trickery should they have up their sleeves?
Well, he's their third-string quarterback who does have a carry in this game. Using him split out wide. Connors is snowed under. Maury Robinson brings up third down.
And no excitement as Carlisle goes out.
Just that feels like a setup, doesn't it?
100%, yeah. It feels like a setup, and then also you're on edge. If you're West Virginia, you're aware of out there, and you know, body blown with Connors inside.
And so he steps out before this 3rd and 4.
Big Koziel up top. I think we've got timeout West Virginia.
Timeout, West Virginia. Their first of the half. 30 seconds in lane.
So 2-score game late in this third quarter. Houston on the march. 10th play of this drive coming. The wait is over. Barstool Sports is on the air. Portnoy, Big Cat, PFT, and the rest of the Barstool Sports crew put their own special twist on Sports Talk. Okay, so we saw go for it earlier this drive. This would be probably 2 plays to get the 4 yards, wouldn't you think?
I would imagine, yeah, just obviously depending on if this is a 4th and 1. We saw the 50-yard kick earlier, so probably, yeah, I would imagine this is a 4-down mode. This is where you're going to your favorite Wigman run menu.
This will be a 55-yard kick from here. The long for Ethan Sanchez is 52. You at least need 3 yards to consider that, based on the season long for Sanchez. 3rd and 4. It's Connors up the middle, and he is stopped short. So it is a decision time for Houston.
It's right there, just a version of counter. Out of the backside tight end as we have a
Officials timeout.
Cougar down and just try to hammer
offensive player.
Connors for the yards, and they're short.
This is their center, Demetrius Hunter, who they like to run off of right up the gut. Well,
Wyckoff is over here taking some snaps. He's been the guy that's been rotating through along with Agnello. Center position. Here's 59. Hunter, and he's trying to finish and get there, and so's Fred Perry, and physics takes place.
Well, Demetrius Hunter, the center for Houston, the injured player. We'll be right back. So the Houston center, Demetrius Hunter, is back on his feet before a 4th and 3. I wondered if this changed the decision at all for Willie Fritz not having your center. 4th down.
I don't think so. It might change the play that they decided to go to. You see Agnello in there at right guard. Jason Brooks back in there at left guard.
He picked up a 4th and 2 earlier on the drive. 4th and 3. Wigman lets it fly, and Broussard reels it in. They needed just 3. They got much more on a 28-yard first down.
Broussard in the slot, just a slot fade. They have to double team Koziel. Who's going to make them pay right there? Connor Wigman out in time to Harvey Broussard, the third.
Wow, so many big plays on this drive for Houston on conversion downs. Have them 1st and goal. 2 4th downs plus a 3rd and long with their backup quarterback on this march down. Wigman, who's out for just that one play, has Thomas for a walk-in. Some money down magic for the Cougars, and they're back within a score.
One-score game, and it's made happen by this man. Watch 18. Kobe Young, they get the coverage they want. It's thrown behind the line of scrimmage. He can block. It's not a crackback, no blindside, nothing cheap. Just great execution, great design, aware exactly what West Virginia trying to play man coverage, and it's that man again, Amari Thomas.
Well, that touchdown much easier than the one he had before. Probably the easiest one of his life. PAT is good. We got a 3-point game. So 3rd and 8. Connor Wigman had to go out. Zion Chris Grimion helps them convert, and then 2 4th down conversions from Wigman, including this one.
Strike to Broussard. Good job of creating separation, but not a PI, no physicality there. And then just an exaggerated handoff, but a touchdown pass to Amari Thomas.
How about him today? Career high 9 catches, including 2 touches.
We talked about him all week, how much we liked him, and the combination of Wigman, Thomas, and Koziel. It's going to be what else? What else? Well, it was a little bit of Connors, a little bit of Young, a little bit of Broussard. And they're within 3.
Come on, mascots. That's not the right form. Too much knees. Those didn't count. Those more 28 burpees from the Cougar mascots. Well, fun game that we've had here. Late into this 3rd quarter, West Virginia jumped out 14-0. Houston came back to tie it at 21. West Virginia the first 10 of this half. Houston answers again. And this return for Preston Fox is out across the 25. Well, Fox Sports proudly salutes our nation's veterans and the organizations that serve them. Our veterans deserve to live with dignity and independence, not on the streets. That's why we're making camo our cause this Veterans Day in support of the Honor U.S. Vets campaign. To donate and learn how you can help end veteran homelessness, visit go.fox/USVets. West Virginia with 10 points, both off of takeaways in this half. And out of that tackle, another strong run for Sincere Bowers after his touchdown earlier.
It's the same play, version of the exact same play that he went untouched for the touchdown. Watch the perimeter flat path, just reading the edge, the give, and the physical finish.
Well, after 23 yards, why wouldn't you give it to him again?
Eddie Walls, the third, they put him in a bind in the read situation a bunch. Again, that's what you do against the guy that, hey, how do we block this guy? Well, read him. Get as far away from him as possible. Have your QB make a determination, and don't block it.
Oh, they didn't block him again.
Thing.
Yep. Well, but a good race to the edge for Jalen Gardner, who Austin Armstrong called their best defensive player.
Gardner is physical. Their lone high school recruit as we wind this down in the third quarter. Probably going to take this to the fourth, it looks like, for Rich Rod, and that is Jalen Gardner just being physical downhill and setting up a crucial third down.
Well, that rush number that we just showed you is usually a warning sign for Houston. In the two games that were close, the one they lost and the one that went to overtime, that rush yard has been similar. They hope to overcome that today. Chasing 3 at the end of 3. You're an offensive guy. You like the way this game has taken shape.
It has taken shape nicely. Both quarterbacks kind of a little taketh, a little giveth, a little odd execution by Connor Wigman, and let's play third down.
And he has it complete. And first, he's got the first down.
A little Houdini play fake.
That's not where I thought you were going with odd on the execution.
Sincere Bowers has done so much damage. Put the ball in his belly. The entire defense goes toward him. Really nicely executed that time by Scotty Fox Jr.
So they move the sticks. Bowers has been real hard to tackle today and twists his way for a 4-yard pickup.
They're going fast again, but Eddie Walls, they're just playing a game that time. It should have been a pull. That was probably a predetermined handoff to keep the ball in Bowers' hands and not have Scotty Fox make the decision, but oh man, Eddie Walls.
A heavy dose of Bowers in this second half, who has a couple explosive runs. This one keeps him in range to convert on a third down.
Carlos Allen Jr. there kind of coming up, holding his back. He is working his tail off, playing so hard this front. They want to keep these 4 guys and Eddie Walls, Carlos Allen, Laufau, and Brandon Mack the second. See if they can get home on third down.
Crowd charged up on this third down, and Hubbard into the arms of Allen. Their best on the interior. Flexing on a third down.
Carlos Allen, come here. The puller, Tykees Crawford in front of him outside, and he's not going to get there. Big time stop.
He obeyed on the come here. Here's a fourth down. Houston stacking them. They're bringing pressure, running right into it. It opens up for Fox. Off he goes. Needed 4, got 34.
Empty, getting things set up. Right here, it's a 4-man box. 4-man box against 6 offensive players. That's an untouched Scotty Fox Jr. to the house.
So West Virginia is back up by 10.
The kick is good.
It looks real hopeless for West Virginia, their first 4 Big 12 games. Looked a lot better last week and look dangerous to a top 25 team today. Up 10 in the 4th at Houston.
Back to Houston. Take a look at the 4th down run from Scotty Fox Jr. They're in an empty pressure. They're showing a 6-man pressure, man coverage over the top. But what happens here is if you're blocked, these defensive players, if you're blocked, you punch out of it and try to, play a pick on a hot route or all that stuff. But West Virginia, Rich Rodriguez, they said, no, not so fast. We know how you're going to do that. Block back with the center and a gaping hole for Scotty Fox Jr. Touchdown.
It's one of those edge guys that wasn't blocked, should have been tracked.
Yes.
Man, this is big surprise in this early window after West Virginia came into this week as one of 2 Big 12 teams without a conference win. And Houston riding high after their upset win at Arizona State. Well, still plenty of time for that guy, Connor Wigman. But down 10 again. How many times can they rally after they were down 14-0, came back to tie it at 21. It's Connors probing on first down and almost broke it.
Yeah, nice play. Falling back in is Boyce, Israel Boyce. Hasn't played a ton today, and that was a touchdown saving tackle, the cut from Connors. Houston operating out of 2 tailback, 1 tight end personnel here.
It's Wigman stepping up and hitting one of those 2 backs. Connors with a one-hander, and he makes the swivel upfield for the first down. Chase Wilson in the blender. Dean Connors, another agile play.
So Wigman steps up. He says, all right, I'm going to throw this behind my man, Dean Connors, just to make it fair. He says, whoop, I'll glove that up. Spin cycle, first down.
You thought a little Scattaboo in his game?
Yes,
Yeah.
very good call. Very versatile, physical.
I stole that from you. That's Young that makes the catch on the sideline. So
do I go, is that third person?
I think you just patted yourself on the back. Young, little hobble after that catch. It's going to stay in, though. So we'll be up to the top side.
Wigman at least held on to it that time and cleanly threw and caught. Ooh, slot. Koziel.
Well, back toward Young, who can't make the OBJ play. Michael Coates with the tight coverage.
The Kurutarnu 14 is over the top of everything. He's back here just lurking. They're, again, just trying to funnel and carry with Boyce, but that's one time I'm surprised. Did you try to fit it into Koziel? The safety was deeper than he has been typically, and that's where he, red light, flashing light to Tanner Koziel. Just, he's a mismatch everywhere.
Well, this was a good down for Houston last time they had it. It just got a little bit harder. It's backing up 5 yards to 3rd and 9.
False start. Offense, number 75, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Koziel 6'7", 250. Dalton Merriman 6'9", 310. We saw him yesterday in practice standing next to Tanner Koziel. It's like, wow, that guy is massive. It's a flinch. It's a flinch.
It's the 2nd penalty on Houston. They've been cleaning that way. But Wigman is sacked. Fred Perry playing in the other team's yard with the sack.
Fred Perry, Darian Lewis, these dudes, they are fun to watch if you're on their side. Here he is showing man coverage, and it's edge pressure. The back recognizes it right there late. You saw DJ Butler, 25, trying to react back right there, but Fred Perry, when he gets that shoulder past you, you got no chance.
Well, Mark, this is kind of a showcase game for Perry, too, with the activity in the slot for Houston. Best 2 receivers come out of the slot. He came off the edge of the sack. And Fox returns that out just shy of the 30. So this is getting into danger zone now. Surprise contender in the Big 12, Houston, at 7-1 at number 22 in the country. Down 10 with West Virginia on the ball next. Well, they have Kurt Hester on their mind today, the strength coach for Houston that they lost last week. Unbreakable was how he lived his life the final 8 months. And to come back, they'll have to channel that. The unbreakable mindset with one loss in the Big 12 standings right there with BYU and Cincinnati near the top. But the defense has given up 38 points, a season high. Can they fix it on this drive, chasing 10? As Fox dives ahead for a yard to get this series started for West Virginia.
They ran that counter play twice before without the lead. That time the back, Dior Hubbard got involved as the lead player for Scotty Fox Jr. Quarterback counter. D coordinator Armstrong was on it.
Well, remember what he told his team, his group. Austin Armstrong pulled up the playoff bracket, the college football playoff bracket, and said, if you want to be in that, you got to win this game that we're treating like a playoff game. Hubbard stretching to the edge, and he stopped with Walls and Garner out to get him, and a third down has arrived.
So much physicality, and every ounce of Rich Rodriguez's being right here wants to go fast, go fast, go fast, but try to milk this down. They have the last couple plays. Just going to make it that much tighter for Connor Wigman and company to come back, but this obviously a huge third down to make that happen.
It's a 3rd and 6. Fox away quickly. A juggle from Hubbard. Out of the first hit, and he backs his way for a first down.
I think is that a flag? Did that flag come out late? I think it's going to be assisting the runner.
Donovan Haslam pulled with him, yeah. His guard helped him get there.
And he can't do that. Haslam just trying to hustle and help out.
I don't think they've actually dropped a flag yet. They're conferencing.
I thought
there is a flag down, okay.
Yeah, it came out late, right when the action, they kind of realized what occurred, and they're certainly discussing it.
Assisting the runner offense, 5-yard penalty from the spot, 3rd down.
I think the simplest way to look at this is you can push right there, push going the other way. You can't lift and pull. Great idea, Donovan Haslam. I appreciate every ounce of that effort, and so does Dior Hubbard until you fell on him, and he's now on the sideline.
Yeah, so Hubbard went to the sideline, and Bowers replaced him. I'm now at 3rd and 9. Play fake to Bowers. Fox off his back foot. He's got a man. Drops it in. Weimer. Flag down again. So we'll check on that back at the 30.
That was an absolute dime that time from Scotty Fox Jr. Let that go early.
Please reset the game clock to 8:58. Offside, defense number 10. That end of his decline. The result of the play is a first down.
McCutcheon in the neutral zone at the snap. And Scotty Fox Jr., the confidence right here. Watch how early he lets this go. Hard sell. He has the pressure on him. He's got to let it go. But look at that time. Such a dime, man, under pressure to the field.
We've seen him unlock the deep passing game for West Virginia.
Versus man coverage, versus zone coverage in the RPO game. The DIY run game.
53 yards on the play to Weimer. And it's Bowers up the middle. And that clock drips. It drips. West Virginia on the doorstep of scoring again. This almost feels like a must-stop for Houston.
Yep, and you can see Livingston right there, 67, pushing, right? Legal. The poll earlier that they think about that, if it was an emotional conversion, killed due to penalty, and setting them up right on the doorstep again. Take care of the rock, young quarterback.
Well, the big plays for West Virginia to get to 38 points Hard to believe they've only been in the red zone once.
And for Houston, gotta force them to a field goal.
It's Bowers and Walls. Punch the ball out.
Or one better.
Bowers.
Punch it out.
Didn't get it back. Third down.
This interior matchup, man, it has been a battle all day long. And Carlos Allen Jr., kind of a little Jim Brown from the old days. He's always looks like he's hurt, kind of helping himself back up. That's what I'm saying. Watch out for number 5, a little okey doke.
Went out early in the game. Allen did, came back in, and has been impactful again in the middle.
He and Walls right next to each other on the right side.
Hubbard is back in there. First window closed. Second one, he got through. Hubbard is in. This upset bid has real life as West Virginia goes up 3 scores.
Hubbard, Bowers, Hubbard, Scotty Fox. Watch the work of 20 here. As we play this, just a little perimeter read action again. Kentrell Webb, he makes miss. Kind of regathers himself in space and silences this place.
A 3rd and 9, netted 53. And West Virginia marches it all the way down to a 17-point lead over number 22 Houston.
George Springer, Shane Bieber rolled into the stadium. Everything on the line in Game 7 of the World Series between their Jays and the Dodgers. And what has been a great series and should be a great conclusion to a classic matchup. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox. Connor and Mark.
Mike, can't wait for that. Rogers Center should be booming tonight for Game 7. Dodgers and Jays. Well, West Virginia and Houston, they've only played once ever. And you look at the score right now, and you might be at home thinking this game's over. But think again. Mekhi Muse has a good return out across the 30. Just think about the final minute of the game that they played here in 2023. Garrett Green on a 4th and 10. They score a touchdown to go ahead with 12 seconds left. So your mind goes to, well, this is a West Virginia win, right? No, penalty, set up good field position, and Boogie Johnson, who's hurt on this Houston team, improbably off the tip, and Houston got out of there with a win.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yes, there is a chance after what we saw 2 years ago. 17-point West Virginia lead. And Koziol can't hang on. Good coverage. It's Boyce again. 2nd down.
Man coverage right there. That's Israel Boyce, kind of more, like a slot nickel type cat, covering the very mobile and very capable Tanner Koziol. Has handled him a couple times very nicely. Right now, full sell it up front, pass rush mode, knowing it's a 3-score game.
Those are some big numbers. Yep. Big numbers that just flew by.
That's
the 3 turnovers, the 17 points off of them. There's your difference at 45-28. Wigman into the turf with pressure in his face again. It's Jamori Robinson prepped and ready to go.
Just a full pass rush mode. This is tough sledding for this Houston offensive line. This is not what they're built to do. They're built to chip, play action pass, QB run. And you talk about it so much, the explosive plays, the turnover, differential points off turnovers today, 2-8, literally to a point of the difference.
A couple guys drop out. West Virginia brought heat, and it's complete for a 1st down. Surviving the hit, Jaquise Martin backed his way for a couple more yards, and the drive moves for Houston.
Brian Native, a slant route, filling up the void created by the pressure. Good execution by Connor Wigman.
1st down. Wigman lets it fly, and Boyce knocks it away from Thomas, but a flag is out.
Basically coming back to it is going to be very similar to the previous PI. It's going to end up going back into it, overlapping on the play.
Pass interference. Defense number 7. 15-yard penalty and automatic. First down.
All right, so from 2 plays for Rich Rodriguez in West Virginia where they had him stopped. 3rd down hit of 25 yards. Penalty. Now Houston has a chance to score quick.
Right there, Rich Rod's saying that's a 3rd time. That's a 3rd time. They're saying on that sideline, bang, bang on this sideline, through the man. And early.
Through the man one. That argument won. First down. Wigman, another deep ball. Thomas! Did he do it again? Oh, he did! How in the world does Amari Thomas keep doing it? Quick strike for Houston.
Great tempo on this slot fade here by Connor Wigman. Play it Withman from the pocket. Sees his matchup, has one-on-one. His guy goes up and gets it. Survives the ground. Total control. That is Fred Perry in coverage. Scratching and clawing with their best wideout. Advantage Cougar.
Take your pick on the 2 touchdowns.
His right foot hits first, secures it, confirmed.
So keep it up on the board for Thomas. Another contested grab for a touchdown. I was going to say, take your pick on the 2 he's made at the back of the end zone, or at the pylon in the front of the end zone, on what you like better.
Yeah, this second one is the more difficult to execute as far as where to throw it, when to throw it. Here's your matchup. You're loving it if you're the Cougars. Perry is a physical guy, 5'11", 206. Amari Thomas, we've seen him do a little bit of everything. That's just a pleasure to be a part of that battle. Right foot down before the left hand.
Mike, any argument that could be short?
I actually think it is short because if you look to see what's the first thing that hits out of bounds is the hand. Also, his butt touches the pylon, which puts him out of bounds. And I think the ball is short at that point with all the angles that we had. If you look at this, sometimes you have to piece them together a little bit. But watch the left hand come down out of bounds there. And that ball sure appears to be short. I'm very surprised they didn't take a look at this.
Yeah, his heels on the goal line with the tip of the ball, the nose of the ball, and upheld.
Well, exactly what Houston needed. Down 17, they get a quick score. And now West Virginia takes back over. And as you mentioned, Mark, the behavior and the wiring of West Virginia is not to go slow. This is not in their nature to bleed clock.
Yep, goes against every thread of, Rich Rod going back a long, long time. Every stop he's been. Time of possession has been the least meaningful category for him today. They're down 5 minutes in that category. For them, that's actually closer than normal.
Well, inside 6.5 minutes, Houston has all 3 timeouts. And West Virginia does start on the ground. And wow, that rugby strum moves ahead for 7 yards.
The ability to do that right there on 1st and 10 is where you can, again, you can just see Rich Rod fighting himself on the sidelines, trying to act like he's taking his time. But the ability to the first down run game, those first 4 drives, and 100% the first 2, very, very encouraging for Mountaineer fans.
The top 2 running backs for West Virginia, Jaheim White, Ty Edwards, out for the season. Dior Hubbard has become the bell cow, especially today with the career high in rushing attempts and yards. And they keep it with him. And he's got a first down. Every first down increases that probability. So we get inside 5.5 minutes.
And this offensive line's performance. You see Gallagher checking in now for Cam Vaughn. Changing up the group, still a in an 11 personnel situation.
I don't think Landon Livingston is feeling right. he was limping his way back to the ball. That's the center.
He looks at those guys like, I can't go out.
He has Allen pressing right on his body, and Dior Hubbard only adds a couple. So inside 5 minutes and a timeout. Timeout for Houston, their first.
Willie Fritz trying to take advantage of this and stop the bleeding right here. 2nd and 8. It's a 2-possession game for Houston to get back into it. So 2nd and 8. They're trying to win this set of downs right here, make a punt. Use the 2-minute timeout as a compliment as well.
When you think about the improbable part of this, Willie Fritz and Houston are facing a true freshman quarterback who was the 5th stringer to start the year for West Virginia. And Dior Hubbard, the 3rd running back at best to start the year for West Virginia.
Scored 45 points on the road against a ranked Houston Cougar team.
With a good defense,
yes.
too. The defense that's been good has given up the most points in the Willie Fritz era today. And shedding some more optimism on the future of Scotty Fox Jr. at quarterback.
Chance Bryant, 45, goes in for Rook Brown out, so they have basically 3-4 personnel for them, base personnel against these thicker bodies, 12 personnel for West Virginia.
With the heavy bodies in,
take a timeout.
Houston's ready for it. They'll take their 2nd timeout.
Timeout. Houston, their 2nd of the half.
Now Scotty Fox Jr. is limping.
Yeah, Houston's timeout will at least aid him to at least change the subject in his mind.
Thank you.
Well, he has the left knee brace on that he put on mid-game last week after taking some shots against TCU. That was a hit to his left side.
Throw to and Mack. That is some angry Cougar. He's a tough dude, man.
Well, Fox, 4th stringer, 5th stringer, depending on how you look at it, start of the year. 3rd string running back. Jaden Bray at wide receiver has been out. And it has been a snake bite type of year for West Virginia. Despite all of that, a 3rd and 7 with a 10-point lead at a ranked opponent. And it's Hubbard. And he runs into a wall. That wall is named Eddie. It's Eddie Walls.
It's plural. They had the stunt right into that front side. The inside zone action coming right at it. And the stop they needed, they got.
60 seconds left.
Perfect use of timeout. The veteran Willie Fritz, 4:39 remains on this clock after that stop.
And think about it with Houston, how fast they scored. It took them 49 seconds.
Yep, 49 seconds. Stop. Still have one more with the 2-minute timeout to work around. If you're West Virginia, you got to handle the punt game. See what Houston likes to do here as far as rush or return. They've changed it up.
That was not a fist bump from the line catch, by the way. He went over to Willie Fritz, tapped him, held a fist up like he was going for a fist bump, and it's like, no, you have 0 timeouts left.
Tap him up.
Okay, so we talked about it before, the craziness that was this game in 2023. Houston would like a repeat. They're getting the ball back.
Can Muse be a factor?
Oh, everybody's got to get out of there for Houston. Oh, that touched a Cougar. That touched Houston. Did West Virginia come out with it?
Rook Brown was the last guy to the party. They're all looking at each other like, I think that's what happened right in front of us. And Jones, I believe, was on top of it.
And it is West Virginia ball.
So watch it initially. You see Muse. This is where you got to be vocal. 45's right heel clicks. And who is on the spot right there.
Ruling on the field is that the ball was touched by the receiving team, recovered by the kicking team, first down.
Yeah, it's the long snapper, McGuire Moss.
Yep. Wow. Effectively turnover number 4. Wow.
Well, the quick score for Houston. They're getting the ball back, and they're thinking about this thing going right downhill the other way. But those 4 takeaways for West Virginia have them back on the ball, up 10. This is Hubbard. He stopped, but Houston cannot stop the clock. At minimum, West Virginia's in field goal range here. But they're thinking put away punch, right?
Yep, absolutely right. Well, yes, and just take care of the ball, bleed, max bleed of clock. And Hubbard, man, the toughness of that guy right there, runs out. I mean, doesn't run out of the tackle, but falls forward after being engaged by 3 defensive linemen. That guy, redshirt freshman, bright future, one of many with a bright future.
Yep. And a lot of the young guys getting to play for West Virginia. It's Hubbard on a career day. He's gotten a big push from those guys behind him, a couple extra yards again. And it's 3rd down. Now, a loss for Houston wouldn't necessarily mean they're done in the Big 12 race, but as far as their resume with the rankings coming out next week for the college football playoff, this would be a real damaging one.
Yeah, this is a weird one, certainly for them and the Big 12 in general. Just of this loss at this stage of the season as Dior goes over 100.
Well, they took out the champs last week, the reigning champs, Arizona State. And made their debut in the top 25. Winless in the Big 12, West Virginia on this 3rd down. And Hubbard is close. Didn't get there, though. So it's 4th and 2. And West Virginia can get it close to the 2-minute timeout with a 14-second difference on the play clock and the game clock.
So they still have 2 timeouts here, so he could take this all the way down and sidle up and use a timeout right before it. And then just a matter of your operation of your run game versus the fear of getting a kick blocked and bringing that into play is what's going through his mind. And you can say right there, I'm going to take a timeout at 1.
And there's the timeout, 2:15 on the clock. Also,
timeout. West Virginia.
Why not, right?
Their first
the season it's been for West Virginia, why not?
The season, and then also just don't, the kick game, there are so many more elements. They haven't had a ton of opportunities. Obviously had the long one, but.
Well, a day full of surprises for West Virginia, right? Where they gotten career days from a lot of different guys, especially the young guys. Remember, they couldn't get a yard on 4th down last week.
And a ton of love for this front. These guys that have been berated and matched up in so many different ways. The combination of Haslam, Livingston, Young Bear, Crawford, and Cray is what was in there for most of today. There's been some changes here and there. Looks like who's in there again to try to close this thing out.
West Virginia has made the turn in these short yardage situations. They are 4 of 4 on 4th down. This play right here could shape the college football playoff picture. Houston holding on to hope with no timeouts. On 4th and 2, it's Hubbard. He's tripped up. And we'll see on the spot.
The line judge is saying 1st down here at the bottom. He's 1st down West Virginia. And you see Young Bear, no. Yeah, Young Bear again. Gosh dang.
Now, Young Bear is the injured player. Still waiting on an official signal. You're right. The
line judge down.
Line judge said 1st down.
This was timeout for measurement.
But they will measure.
Yep.
We're going to measure that. We're going to take a look at it. We'll measure it. Looks like you got it.
It's like the line to game is Right on the 17-yard line is the line to gain. Play official, which I think is probably this is the hardest thing to do from those guys coming outside in, so many bodies. And it looks like it's nosed right across. The 17 is where it's spotted.
Well, look at the topside spot. Yep. The topside spot was short.
Way different. Yep.
Bottom side
he was the official that was indicating first down for West Virginia.
And it's Walter Youngbear being helped off. This was a fourth down play that they were measuring. And it is a first down. So West Virginia can take it to the 2-minute timeout.
Wind exactly until under 2 minutes. Go back to old school college football timing rules. Rodriguez saying, hey, wind it, wind it, wind it. David Alvarez, the referee, there it is. Takes it to the 2-minute timeout.
Okay, so getting close to that finish line. Rich Rodriguez still coaching hard. Like he said, every play is life and death. His team leads by 10, surprisingly, as a 2-score underdog. Here's today's Smokin' Player of the Game, sponsored by Old Trapper. What's your beef? Scotty Fox Jr.
Key here, man, just taking care of the ball. 4 turnovers on the other side, 0 for West Virginia. And this true freshman, Scotty Fox Jr., doing it on the ground. 1 touchdown through the air, 2 on the ground. Wow, this is a big, big win.
It is victory time for West Virginia. There's the first of a couple of kneel-outs. 11 top 25 losses in a row for West Virginia. You got to go back to 2021. They went on the road. They beat, I'm sorry, that was a home game, actually. Iowa State, when they had Brock Purdy, was their last top 25 win.
Wow.
So the message from Rich Rodriguez was, hey, win out and we can get to a bowl game, and that's what's left. Colorado next. Play Arizona tonight. Arizona State, who are without their starting quarterback, Sam Leavitt. And that last one that they hope is for bowl eligibility could be massive. I mean, Texas Tech likely playing for the playoff in that final game of the year. There's the second kneel down. And for Houston, we were talking before, they're not out of the Big 12 race. Remember, 2-loss team versus 2-loss team last year in the title game. And they do have, on paper, the easiest stretch left of the contenders.
Is that where they play games? Paper?
They don't.
Today's on paper, right? It's crazy.
Today was paper shredder.
At UCF, I mean, think about what UCF did to this West Virginia team and really rallied the coaching staff, the players to make today right, to make TCU better. And that's a tough road ahead, but does anybody that get to them going? It is Willie Fritz, and today is about the Mountaineers.
Well, maybe the start of a turn in time number 2 for Rich Rodriguez in Morgantown. Their first top 25 win since they took down Brock Purdy and Iowa State in 21, and their first Big 12 win, capping what was a surprising day as a big underdog on the road. So Scotty Fox Jr. growing up right in front of our eyes. His first ever win as a college starting quarterback. And it's against a ranked team on the road. 45-35 over the number 22 Houston Cougars. For Mark Helfrich, this is Connor Onion saying so long from Houston, where the final score is 45-35 West Virginia. Now we'll get you to more college football. Fresno State and Boise State. Here is Noah Reed.